Hi everyone, it's Michelle. I just wanted to share how I made my ballerina shaker wand with everyone. And the first thing that I used is I used this die to cut it out with. Whoops, sorry about that. I'll put it up closer. And there's the number. And I bought it a long time ago, as you can see, clearance from Hobby Lobby. I'm just trying to make sure I'm in frame here. I moved my camera. Okay. And I don't need a cutter this second. Sorry about that. So what I did was I cut 2 pieces from some glittered cardstock. And I think that's from Hobby Lobby as well. And I used the largest of the die, and I cut 2 of those out because I'm going to sandwich, you know, probably some ribbon or tulle in between, and my straw as well. And then I cut out this little piece from some digital paper that I had, and I used the second die, like second from the largest, so it was that one. And then my little ballerina, and I'm thinking when I put the snow in there, it'll look like she's ice skating, is my thoughts. And then I'm probably going to use, this was a Christmas tree pick that I've cut some pieces apart, and I'm just going to put a little sprig in there with her. And then, oops, sorry about that. I've got my ornament, half of it. So, sorry, had to get the other half. So, it's just 2 halves, and then you put them together. They did come like this, wrapped in plastic wrap, and I did get these from AC Moore. I'm not sure. I would say Michael's and other places I would assume would have these. So I'm just going to do that. And I am going to cut, with my Tim Holtz scissors, I want to cut the top of that off, like for the hanger for the tree. So there's that. And I think that's it for now. Okay, sorry, I had to plug my glue gun in. I forgot to do that. One thing that I'm going to share with you is I'm trying to think where I saw this. I can't remember if it was on a YouTube channel or I saw it on a blog, you know, from Pinterest. But I reinforce my straws, and what I do is I just take a straw that, you know, the one that I'm going to put on the inside, and I just cut, you know, just stick it in the hole and start cutting up through it. And then I just kind of squish it, my technical term, just kind of play around with it to where it, like, see how this part is going over top the bottom part? So then my straw, like, it's smaller. Okay, so now that I've got that started, I'm just going to stick it on the inside of my straw and then just push it in there. And then that way, see, it's a lot more sturdier, especially when you are, you know, making something like this that's so heavy. So it'll give it a little bit of reinforcement. I mean, you can still bend it if I pulled hard enough, but it just won't want to flop over now. And then I'm going to use this shaved ice to put in the shaker for her snow. And then I usually, on my straws, I'll kind of flatten the part that's going to be on the back of, you know, like on the back of the paper. I'll flatten it down so it's not as thick. So I do that. And sorry, I'm just trying to make sure my head's not blocking. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a pencil so I can kind of see where this needs to be. And you'll see why here in a second. So I just, you know, did a light pencil mark on that. And then I take my big roll of Scotch tape, and my ornament fits in that, so it'll hold it when I am adding all my goodies to it. Let me see if my glue gun's hot enough. still not. Just give me a minute here, and I'll be right. Okay, so I'm going to add, well, wait, add that in just a minute when my glue gun heats up. Okay, I think my glue gun might be hot enough. So I've got the one with the pencil mark, and I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue. Whoops. These aren't punched out. I just realized not all the holes punched out. Let me push those through real quick. Okay. Just a little bit of glue on here. Well, I guess that's more than a little bit. It might not be hot enough yet. It's still a little bit stringy. Okay. Make sure it's adhered with that glitter paper. Sometimes it's hard to get it to stick sometimes. And then I'm just going to take my Ballerina and take that out for just a minute. And I'm just going to put a bunch of hot glue so I can get her where I want her. And then I kind of make sure that she's standing up. I'll have to hold her here for just a second, because where it's round on the bottom and the disc that she's on is flat. So you can see what I think you can see what I mean. Let me just hold that up like that. And you just want to make sure she's on the inside of the half of the ornament, so you can adhere it to the back. If you can see what I mean, like she's not tilting, you know, out here. So when you go to put your back on it, it will go on. It's still tacky. I just want to let that dry here for just a minute or so. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think she's dry enough. So she's in there. And now I'm going to figure out where I want my little tree to be. And I think I'm going to glue it to the paper. That's what I did with the flowers in the last one. I just glued it on the inside. So let's see here. I'll just lay that there. Kind of think that'll work. And then I'll put a bunch of snow in there. And we should be good to go. Let's see here. Make sure. I like to use a lot of glue. I don't want it coming loose. Let's see here. I think my fingertips, I've burnt the tips of them so much I can't feel anything anymore. I got twisted on me. Let's see here. There we go. It's like if it's hot, you can kind of move it around a little bit. I covered up part of the shoe. Okay, I'm going to cut just another little tiny piece. It's not covered up enough for me. Oops. That piece didn't have enough glitter for me. There we go. Okay, pull a couple glue sticks out. Okay, let's see here now. I think that's going to work pretty good. So now we'll take this, lay it to the side here. I'm going to take my tape to hold, hold the ornament. Oh, and I forgot to put a little mark where I want her to be. I try to keep her somewhat centered. So I'm going to mark that one right there. And then when I turn it over, I'll keep my finger there. And then I can mark it on this side. So when I'm putting the back on, we'll know. And so that's, I'm going to try to get it centered to the middle of that, her base. So I'm going to take it and put her in there like that. Just going to make sure everything's going to fit. And you can see where I did my lines there. Here, I'll hold it up closer so you can see the pencil marks right there. And then you can kind of see through and see the plastic as well. And this is the die that I used when I made my first one. And so, there are some, there's a lot of holes there, but it's still adhered. So I just want to make sure I get my tree. Yeah, it's going to work. Okay, sorry about that. So let's go ahead and put some snow in. I'm going to put quite a bit. I was kind of put my hand back there. Oh, that's going to be perfect. See? You can see how much snow she's going to have. It's going to be really pretty, I think. I hope. And then it looks like there's... Okay, there was a sequin. It was on the outside, though. I didn't want to have, like, one straight. I think it was off the... There's, like, big sequins on that, and I didn't want it to be stuck on the inside. Okay, so got that there. And so what I do is I just take my glue gun around the rim, and I try to have it run on the outside, you know, just on that bead, and it kind of, you know, it does run down on the inside and the outside. And then we'll try to get some of those strings out of there, and it's really hot, and you got to work kind of quick. So there's my line. There's the middle of her base, and it's where it's really hot. You can move it around a little bit. And so, and you do have, you know, there's glue strings, but if you shake it enough, and then I just kind of take my hands and rub it along, and that gets the excess glue on the outside off, and then the finish is pretty neat. Let's see here. You know, it's you got to be quick, I guess. And I have noticed, make sure your glue gun is really hot, and be careful not to burn your fingers. It's easier said than done sometimes. But you could also cut a piece that was just solid cardstock and put on the back as well. But and there is a little bit of snow that just shook out. You probably saw that. But once I finish gluing on the back, the other piece of my ornament, it'll be okay. Sorry, I'm just trying. I got a bunch of glue strings here on me. There we go. So, and then what I can even do is just go like this. Just smear a little bit of glue, and that'll help seal that. I'm just running it loosely over there. Just kind of smeared it in. And where I did it so thin, it's not going to, you know, run down in there. So then let's take this piece, get this out of the way, kind of clean this up. Sorry. Okay, there we go. My squeaky chair. I need a new desk chair, but I just keep putting it off. Okay, so let's see. Whoops. There's a couple places that they weren't punched. Okay, make sure I'm still in frame. Okay, and let's see here. We'll start at the bottom. I'm just going to go around with this. And this is it's from Hobby Lobby. I don't even know if they still carry this. It's from a long time ago, but it matched that pink really well, so I thought I would use it. I have a couple non-traditional I have a couple swaps coming up, and they like non-traditional Christmas colors. They're Shabby Girls, so I'm thinking this should work for Shabby. I like my cutter bees for ribbon and, you know, fabric. Okay. Oops. So that's down. Let's see. That looks pretty good. You don't want to forget our straw. I have been known to do that. I'll put just a good glob there on it. Make sure I'm in. Yeah, I'm still in frame. Okay, and then I'll usually put quite a bit over top of it as well to make sure it stays. And then, okay. So let's go ahead and get another glue stick before I start. Whoop, nope, it won't hold one yet. Okay, so I'm just going to go around. I'll put a lot of glue on this because I want it to hold And it seems like if your glue gun is really hot, then your glue, you have a little bit of work time if it's really hot. So you can kind of move it just a touch. So, okay, let's see here. I get that lined up. Okay. Put it straight. I'm just pushing it down on my straw. And there we go. I think it's all, just push on it this way. It's all together. Of course, there's lots of glue strings. Trying to get all those. So there she is. You can shake her. So, let me give her a good shake. And that'll get rid of some of those glue strings on the inside. So, there's just one hanging on in there. So there we go, guys. Tell me what you think. I hope you liked the tutorial. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks. Bye-bye.